Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. Part 2. The Loving. When my mother was pregnant with her second child, I was 4. I pointed at her swollen belly, confused at how my mother had gotten so big in such little time. My father scooped me in his tree trunk arms and said the closest thing to God on this earth is a woman's body. It's where life comes from. And to have a grown man tell me something so powerful at such a young age changed me to see the entire universe rested at my mother's feet. I struggle so deeply to understand how someone can pour their entire soul, blood, and energy into someone without wanting anything in return. I will have to wait till I'm a mother. No, it won't be love at first sight when we meet. It'll be love at first remembrance, 'cause I've seen you in my mother's eyes, when she tells me to marry the type of man I'd want to raise my son to be like. Every revolution starts and ends with his lips. What am I to you, he asks. I put my hands in his lap and whisper, you are every hope I've ever had in human form. My favorite thing about you is your smell. You smell like earth, herbs, gardens, a little more human than the rest of us. I know I should crumble for better reasons, but have you seen that boy? He brings the sun to its knees every night. You are the faint line between faith and blindly waiting. Letter to my future lover. Nothing is safer than the sound of you reading out loud to me. The perfect date. He placed his hands on my mind before reaching for my waist, my hips, my lips. He didn't call me beautiful. First he called me exquisite. How he touches me. I am learning how to love him by loving myself. He says, I am sorry I am not an easy person to want. I look at him, surprised. Who said I wanted easy? I don't crave easy. I crave goddamn difficult. The very thought of you has my legs spread apart like an easel with a canvas, begging for art. The first time. I am ready for you. I have always been ready for you. I do not want to have you to fill the empty parts of me. I want to be full on my own. I want to be so complete I could light a whole city. And then I want to have you, 'cause the two of us combined could set it on fire. Love will come, and when love comes, love will hold you, love will call your name, and you will melt. Sometimes, though, love will hurt you, but love will never mean to. Love will play no games, 'cause love knows life has been hard enough already. I'd be lying if I said you make me speechless. The truth is, you make my tongue so weak it forgets what language to speak in. He asks me what I do. I tell him I work for a small company that makes packaging for... He stops me mid-sentence. No, not what you do to pay the bills. What drives you crazy? What keeps you up at night? I tell him I write. He asks me to show him something. I take the tips of my fingers, place them inside his forearm, and graze them down his wrist. Goosebumps rise to the surface. I see his mouth clench, muscles tighten, eyes pour into mine, as though I'm the reason for making them blink. I break gaze just as he inches towards me. I step back. So that's what you do. You command attention. My cheeks flush as I smile slightly, confessing I can't help it. You might not have been my first love, but you were the love that made all the other loves irrelevant. You've touched me without even touching me. How do you turn a forest fire like me so soft I turn into running water? You look like you smell of honey and no pain. Let me have a taste of that. Your name is the strongest positive and negative connotation in any language. It either lights me up or leaves me aching for days. You talk too much, he whispers into my ear. I can think of better ways to use that mouth. It's your voice that undresses me. My name sounds so good, French kissing your tongue. You wrap your fingers around my hair and pull. This is how you make music out of me. Foreplay. On days like this, I need you to run your fingers through my hair and speak softly. You. I want your hands to hold, not my hands. Your lips to kiss, not my lips, but other places. I need someone who knows struggle as well as I do. Someone willing to hold my feet in their lap on days it is too difficult to stand. The type of person who gives exactly what I need before I even know I need it. The type of lover who hears me even when I do not speak is the type of understanding I demand. The type of lover I need. You move my hand between my legs and whisper, make those pretty little fingers dance for me. Solo performance. We've been arguing more than we ought to, about things neither of us remember or care about, 'cause that's how we avoid the bigger questions. Instead of asking why we don't say I love you to one another as often as we used to, we fight about things like who was supposed to get up and turn the lights off first, or who was supposed to pop the frozen pizza in the oven after work. Taking hits at the most vulnerable parts of one another. We're like fingers on thorns, honey. We know exactly where it hurts. And everything is on the table tonight. Like that one time you whispered a name I'm pretty sure wasn't mine in your sleep. Or last week when you said you were working late. So I called work, but they said you'd already left a couple hours ago. Where were you for those couple hours? I know. Your excuses make all the sense in the world. And I get a little carried away for no good reason and eventually begin crying. But what else do you expect, baby? I love you so much. I'm sorry I thought you were lying. That's when you hold your head with your hands in frustration, half begging me to stop, half tired and sick of it. The toxin in your mouths has burnt holes in our cheeks. We look less alive than we used to, less color in our faces. But don't kid yourself. No matter how bad it gets, we both know you still want to nail me to the ground. Especially when I'm screaming so loud, our fighting wakes the neighbors, and they come running to the door to save us. Baby, don't open it. Instead, lie me down, lay me open like a mat, and with your finger trace the places you still want to love out of me. Kiss me like I am the center point of gravity, and you are falling into me like my soul is the focal point of yours. And when your mouth is kissing, not my mouth, but other places, My legs will split apart out of habit, and that's when I pull you in, welcome you home. When the entire street is looking out their windows, wondering what all the commotion is, and the fire trucks come rolling in to save us, but they can't distinguish whether these flames began with our anger or our passion. I will smile, throw my head back, arch my body like a mountain you want to split in half. Baby, lick me. Like your mouth has the gift of reading and I'm your favorite book. Find your favorite page in the soft spot between my legs and read it carefully, fluently, vividly. Don't you dare leave a single word untouched. And I swear my ending will be so good. The last few words will come, running to your mouth. And when you're done, take a seat, 'cause it's my turn to make music with my knees pressed to the ground. Sweet baby, this is how we pull language out of one another with the flick of our tongues. This is how we have the conversation. This is how we make up.